Talkin fight fans? Thanks for tuning in to this wonderful evening, to the second episode of the Sugar Show featuring Miss Natalie Too Bad Brown. How are you, Natalie? How's everything this evening?
Well, you know what? It's just another round, and I'm glad that you're here with me. Yeah, just to, break down and review what's out here in the pound for pound world as far as
Females.
These fighting ladies out here. So
excellent.
I'm looking forward to chatting. Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get out of your hair here and let you just take it
away. You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. You got it, honey. I know you got it. You're gonna do these audience members well. They're here to watch you, not me. They see me at 4. They're here for you today at 7:30. So yes, get on with your show with your pound for pound list.
All right, you guys watching, I'd love to hear from you too. So as Sugar's breaking it down, I want to hear you break it down too. So we're just reviewing the pound for pound list, and I'm going to tell you guys where I'm getting this information from, because there's a lot of stuff floating around out here, and some of the sources are reliable and some maybe getting some of that bread in the background. And I want you guys to have the authentic insight of what to expect and what the standard is in looking at a bad champion, a bad chick, a bad broad. Who's the baddest out here, and why they must be or would be considered the baddest? Okay, so baddie number 1 on the screen, we have Katie Taylor. Now, Katie Taylor, we normally, grow into an alias in boxing, but Katie Taylor doesn't really have an alias right now. But you know what I call her? I call her female boxing's darling. She is the darling. She could do no wrong. She's the sweetie pie. Everybody just loves to see her win. But let's see. Is she rated? Is she worth that rated number 1 spot? So Katie Taylor is 20-0. She's had 20 fights. She hasn't lost any. She's a lightweight fighter, and her KO percentage is 30%. She has notable fights against Natasha Jonas, which is currently the middleweight champion. She just had a unanimous decision over Jennifer Hahn. She has fought Amanda Serrano's sister, Cindy Serrano, and won by unanimous decision. And she has also fought baddie Delphine Persoon. She's gotten in there and mixed it up with welterweight champion Jessica McCaskill, and she actually got a unanimous decision there. So the fly in the ointment here with this fighter, you guys, and let's talk. Okay, she has fought Delphine Persoon, who is on the pound for list. She fought Delphine Persoon, and everyone would say she didn't win the first fight against Delphine Persoon. Delphine dominated Katie Taylor in their first encounter. And of course, in female boxing, this is how it goes. If you end the fight on your feet and you're the champ, you get the win. So she got the W there. And there was a rematch there. And I guess she was able to get her ducks in a row and change the strategy. And she was able to get a unanimous decision over Delphine Persoon. Now, that ranked 1 rating, pound for pound, that means if you're pound for pound, that means any weight you're at, you're beating them. Pound for pound, you are the best. Katie Taylor with a 30% knockout rate, ranked number 1, pound for pound. It's very hard for me to believe, and this is the Box Rec ranking that I'm reviewing right now. She's also ranked #1 on the Sports Illustrated women's pound for pound list. Okay. Now, I have to say, with a 30% knockout rate, sweetheart, when you're moving up in weight, you ain't going to be able to keep them women off of you if you can only knock out 30% of your opposition at lightweight. Baby girl, you can box and you were a great amateur, but that amateur doesn't roll over into the pros now. I think you've proven yourself enough to now try to stand alone as a pro. And pro, whether you're minimum weight up to heavyweight, if you only got that 30% pop, you're not keeping that lady in front of you, that opposition, that opponent off of you. So I would disagree with this ranking #1 pound for pound, Katie Taylor. We don't fight for points in pro, okay? We fight to dominate. We fight to take the opponent apart and either make them stop fighting, which she hasn't gotten any stoppages. Either stop your opponent or you make them want to stop. And I haven't seen that in this fighter just yet. So I would disagree at that #1 rating. But you guys chime in and let me know what you think. I know there's some diehard Katie Taylor fans out there that would definitely disagree with me. And listen, I love the girl. She's sweet. I mean, you don't hear much from her. The media has put that, her team has put that together where, you know, you don't know much about Katie Taylor except for she's just a darling girl and you just want her to win. But a fighter like myself who's been in there, you got to do a lot more for me to convince me that you're that #1 baddie pound for pound. So now we're going to go into fighter #2 ranked on the list. And fighter #2 is Amanda Serrano right now. Now, this to me is this is fashioned for the super fight coming up between Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano. Okay. I did not see where Amanda Serrano has fought enough notable opposition to be recognized as a pound for pound fighter. She's a good fighter, but pound for pound, you got to have some names on the list, baby girl. And I looked at your resume. Let's see. She is 42-1-1, meaning 42 wins, 1 loss, and 1 draw. Now, with that KO rate, she has a 68.1% KO rate. Okay, lights on. All right. Her notable fights has been against Dahianna Santana, which she's a very good fighter, very good contender. She got a TKO against Dahianna Santana. She also got a unanimous decision over Heather Hardy, and she got a TKO over Olivia Garula. Now, most of these women here are journey women contenders. Heather Hardy is a smaller fighter, I would say, than Amanda Serrano, but she got the W there. Dahianna Santana is a great fighter, but timing was the issue here with this matchup. I don't think Amanda Serrano fought Dahianna Santana in Santana's peak performance, right? Like I said, I mean, there's shenanigans that happen and they wait until you're good and cold and then they give you a call. And I think Santana was cold when she got this call to fight Amanda Serrano, and she got TKO'd. Olivia Garula. Olivia, she's in there. She is a gatekeeper, okay? And she got the TKO over Garula, but I think Garula was kind of cold as well. So timing is the issue here. Amanda Serrano's people moves her beautifully. Okay. 42 fights for a female, 44 fights for a female is very impressive. Okay. That means someone's investing in you, someone's making sure that you get those fights, and someone's making sure that you're preparing properly for those fights and matched well. So good on you, management. Good on you, promoters. Most of Amanda Serrano's fights have been in Puerto Rico, and she is Puerto Rico's golden girl. So most of these 42 contenders are Puerto Rican contenders or Latin American contenders. And I would say, looking at the record, that they were very green as well, or hadn't had many tracks around the race court. So she had the advantage there, and she's built up a great record. So Amanda Serrano at lightweight, ranked number 2. I disagree. I don't think she's a pound for pound, but I think she's a great fighter. And she is also ranked number 3 for the Sports Illustrated Women's Pound for Pound. So just take note of that. The fly in her ointment is she lost to Frida Wahlberg. Now, Frida Wahlberg is a great fighter. Please look her up. She had a tremendous amateur background. I actually was at the World Championships at the same time as Frida Wahlberg. And I think with that fighter, she was good, but life happens. And I think she got caught up with her life outside of the boxing ring. And so she disappeared off the scene. Now, number 3, Delphine Persoon. Now, Delphine Persoon is ranked number 3. I would arguably rank her at number 2, but on BoxRec and many other ranking sites, she's ranked top 5. Okay, she's 3 for BoxRec. So her record is 46 wins, 3 losses, and 0 KOs. Okay, now she's a super featherweight with 38.7% knockout power. Her notable fights: she fought Melissa St. Ville, where Melissa St. Ville was retired in that fight. Retired meaning Melissa's corner threw in the towel. Then she got a unanimous decision over Mava Hamadouche, which fought Mikaela Mayer recently. And she TKO'd Dahianna Santana, which is very impressive. Diana's a tough fighter. And she's not only a journeywoman, but she's a gatekeeper. So that was a good win for Persoon. She also got a unanimous decision over the slippery Erica Farias. Now, let's talk. Delphine Persoon is a very intense pressure fighter. She's going to press you and press you and press your will until she catches up to you and you either stop wanting to fight or so I would say you stop wanting to fight or you give up, or your corner throws in the towel. She does not have the knockout power to drop or hurt anyone. Her pressure is the thing that gets to you. And she's been very consistent in her resume, in her career, and against her opponents. She will break you. And I like that style. Okay. Now, she TKO'd Zelda. She got TKO'd by Zelda Tekken, which is a tough fighter. You'll look at her record. She's inactive now. Zelda actually got put on the shelf because she's fought some other notable fighters and she actually gave them a run for the money. So what happens when you're a fighter on the B side and you make a side fighter work too hard is they stay away from you. Okay, that you become some sort of repellent, and the phone calls stop coming in, and so you are forced to sit on the shelf, and they let you cool down and soften up until someone else comes, and then they'll take a chance on you. So Delphine Persoon ranked at number 3. I would agree. I would probably agree at number 2 with her style for Box Rec, ranked number 3. Sports Illustrated ranked her at number 7. I think they were being kind of disrespectful to my girl. I think she's earned at least top 3 pound for pound, meaning that if she put that pressure on anybody at any weight, they would break. And I agree. Put that pressure on Clarissa, put that pressure on Mikaela, put that pressure on, she put that pressure on Katie, and arguably she broke Katie that first time. So I would give it to her. She's earned her spot on that pound for pound list. Okay. Now we go into fighter number 4, Mikaela Mayer. Mikaela Mayer, she's ranked number 4 for Box Rec and number 6 for Sports Illustrated pound for pound female boxer list. Okay, so her record is 16 wins, 0 losses, 0 KOs. She's undefeated. She's a super featherweight with 31.2% knockout rate. Okay, so her notable fights, okay, is she's had some close calls. I would say she fought a fighter named Nidia Feliciano. And Nidia Feliciano was the first fighter to expose Mikaela. Mikaela is a great boxer, elite level boxer. But I would say that when she stands up against somebody that is just as good as a boxer as her, comes to heart. Do you have the heart to stand there? Do you have the heart to take it and say, this is mine? Or are you going to resort to the ref or your promoter, making sure that that fight is won by you? And I would say, you know what? She hasn't stood up to the challenge just yet. So Nidia, for me, tested Mikaela and exposed Mikaela's heart. I also had a look or looked at the recent fight between Mikaela Mayer and Mavia Hamadouche of France. And I would say Hamadouche broke Mikaela down in that fight. Okay, Hamadouche is a pressure fighter, and she is strong and she is tough, and she will stay right there in your face if you ain't got the guns to stop her. And guess what? In that fight, she stood there in front of Mikaela Mayer for all 10 rounds, okay, and didn't go nowhere. With 31.2% knockout power, sorry, baby girl, you ain't gonna convince nobody to step away. So Hamadouche also exposed Mikaela to say, you know what? I'm standing here and you can't do nothing to move me. You can't do nothing to make me back down. You can't do nothing to make me change my mind about wanting to beat you up. And so Mikaela Mayer got beat up. To me, she got beat up in that fight versus Mavia Hamadouche. Okay. Now, pound for pound, number 4, I don't think Mikaela Mayer with the guns can keep all of the other ladies off of her power-wise. but she's a good enough boxer to stick around. So I would say, yes, Mikaela Mayer, she has a spot on the list, but she doesn't have a spot at the immediate top. I would rank Mikaela Mayer lower down on the list, down closer to 10. Okay, and we're gonna explore, but she's on the list. Great boxer. I'd like to see more of her. I'd like to see her actually fight some real contenders, real people. All right, so managers, promoter, Mikaela Mayer, Top Rank, you guys, get this girl fighting real people. Okay, stop finding people from off the bargain rack, or people who are cold to fight this young lady. She has talent. Let's press her. Let's see her be the champion that we all feel like she can be, and you guys want her to be. Okay. Now, coming in at number 5, Senecia Estrada. Okay. Now, this baddie right here. She's ranked number 5 for boxing and number 4 for Sports Illustrated. Her record is 22 wins, 0 losses, 0 draws. They call her super bad. And you know what? I agree. She's a minimum weight. Okay. Her KO rate is 40.9%. Pretty good. Okay. Her notable fights. She's had an unanimous decision over Annabelle Ortiz, who is she's a journeywoman. Okay. And Annabelle Ortiz has 31 fights, over 31 fights, 5 losses. Okay. She stopped. I mean, sorry. I want to say stopped, right? Because there's shenanigans that happen, especially in female boxing. And this fight had me in the amen hand clapping corner. Okay. I felt the spirit watching this fight. It was a great matchup between Seniesa Estrada and Marlen Esparza, Olympic bronze medalist, by the way. Okay. Now, she stopped Marla in round 9. Now, they're saying it's because of a headbutt. But, you know, she was whooping that girl right up until then. So instead of the corner throwing the fight in, because I think it was a Golden Boy promotion, and they're both on Golden Boy, I'm pretty sure. Without blemishing Marla's record and resume, they put it as a stoppage due to a headbutt, and Seniesa Estrada won that fight. She's a very skilled fighter. She knows how to break her opposition down. She's tough, and she has heart. And I like her spunk. She's very versatile. Okay, so she'll pressure you. She'll also set traps. I'd like to, this girl, she's got the knowledge to even fight 3-minute rounds. I am a fan. She deserves not only a spot on this pound for pound list, but I would put her up there as ranked number 1 or 2. That's how good this girl is. Check her out. Senecia, super bad Estrada. Okay. And so next, all right, so now we're getting down the list. We have Jessica McCaskill, okay? Now, her record is 11 wins, 2 losses, 0 draws. Her KO rate is 30.7%, okay? And her notable fights, she got the unanimous decision over Cecilia Brækhus, which is what made her the welterweight champion right now. I think she's undisputed. She got all of Cecilia's belts. She had a majority decision over Erica Farias at super lightweight, and I gotta put my number in. I fought her. I fought her, and I went down. I was cold, and they gave me a call, and at that point in my career, I took the fight. I took the chance. I'm naturally a super lightweight, 140 pounder. I took the chance to go down and fight her at lightweight. I got dropped in the second round, and the referee jumped in and called it a TKO. A lot of people would arguably say that the fight was stopped too early. I got up, I was ready to fight, but I was in Chicago, my hometown. So it is what it is. Caskilla, which is her alias, now fights at the welterweight. And she has so far held her own against these bigger fighters. I would say, though, the clock is ticking there with this fighter. Okay, she is ranked number 6 for BoxRec, ranked number 5 for Sports Illustrated. Her notable blemish is she got dropped by a fighter. Her last name is Fisher, but you can Google this and look at the record. Who is now shelved. Shelved because, like I said, this fighter, Fisher, her track record is she exposes fighters. She exposes A-side fighters. And when you expose an A-side fighter, they keep far away from you. You might as well have repellent on you because ain't nobody calling you. Okay? So with this fighter, I wouldn't say that she has a spot on this pound for pound list. She is a good fighter. She's strong. I fought her. She's resilient, and she keeps coming. But given the right match, her management has done an excellent job with her. She's backed very well. So they're buying her the right fights. They put her in the right position with all the sanctioning bodies, hence why she was able to get all the belts from Cecilia, because you ain't getting Cecilia's belts. I was shocked when she won the fight against Cecilia, because when I watched the fight, that was actually a fight that Cecilia won. Cecilia's been out there, and Cecilia's gotten some gifts from Halbach, from the French girl, what's her name? Sophia Mathis. Cecilia has fought some Oksana, and the list goes on. Cecilia has gotten some gifts. So I thought for sure, seeing that she actually won the fight against Jessica McCaskill, that they were going to give it to her, and she actually lost her belts. So she lost her belts the first time, and it was a close, it was so close that they had to do it again. And when McCaskill fought Cecilia Brækhus the second time, Cecilia won the second time. She actually boxed McCaskill very well, because McCaskill is just a forward-going fighter. She swings. There's no boxing there. It's just a street fight with McCaskill. We in the parking lot and we're going. So hands up. Keep your hands up. She is strong. She will clip you. I got clipped by McCaskill, and being that the weight was lower than my weight, I was cold, and I brought my right hand back. My lead hand back too low. She caught me with her right hand, and I dropped. So I'll give her this. She's a good fighter, but she has no place on this pound for pound list. I am looking forward to seeing her fight contenders now, like Natasha Jonas and other real boxers that may test her ability to actually stand in there with seasoned good fighters. So we're going to fighter number 7, Marlen Esparza. Look at her. Now, Marlen Esparza was a part of the first women's team that actually went to the Olympics. She got a bronze medal at the Olympics. Good on you, sweetie pie, but now we in the pros, okay? And they don't care nothing about that in the pros, okay? You got to fight all over again and earn your keep. And so she's ranked number 7, and she's actually number 7, agreeably, on BoxRec and the Sports Illustrated women's rankings. Okay, her record is 11 wins, 1 loss, 0 draws. She's a flyweight. Okay, and her KO rate is 8.3%. Girl, what you doing on this pound for pound list? You ain't busting a grape. Okay, now her notable fight is against the number 10 ranked fighter, pound for pound, Ibeth Zamora Silva. And she won against this fighter in Texas. Now, that's Marla's hometown, Texas. Okay. She lost to the number 5, Senecia Estrada. And like I said, it was a beautiful fight. Y'all need to pull that up on YouTube. It's still out here. You want to see some good women, female boxing? That's one of the fights I would tell you to tune in on. From the press conference to the ring, Senecia was on top of that girl head. Okay? Now, Marlen Esparza. I think with this fighter, she has the potential to be good. Not pound for pound. She's a good fighter. She made it to the Olympics. So matched well, you'll see some good fights against this fighter. Pound for pound, if she was to fight anybody else out there at middleweight, heavyweight, minimum weight, all of these welterweight with an 8.3% knockout rate, girl, you ain't keeping nobody off of you. They gonna get you, okay? And as tough as you may be, with an 8.3 knockout rate, you're not gonna keep nobody off of you long enough to stay healthy for all the rounds. Okay, you're gonna get hurt. Michael, or I see you. Estrada hold the record for the fastest knockout, 7 punches, seconds per Atkins. Don't bring that up here. Don't bring that to my show. She had no business fighting Atkins. Atkins was not a contender. They went in that bargain bin for the girl, and I think she played herself by having such a great fight against Marlen Esparza. She shouldn't have fought that girl Atkins. It took away from her stock. I don't respect any fighter who brings a fighter in who you know you're going to breeze through and knock them out just to get a record. That record ain't doing nothing. Okay? Put that record back on the shelf. Put it where somebody just put it somewhere, because I ain't seeing it. I don't see it. A 7-second knockout against a crone, a 7-second knockout against a real contender. Now you talking. But Atkins wasn't ready. Okay. But I love you. Thanks for tuning in, Michael. Mwah. You get some sugar. All right. Now, let's go to fighter number 8. Okay. Fighter number 8, Clarissa Shields. Look at T-Rex, y'all, the double gold medalist, Olympic gold medalist, the first woman to ever get a gold medal for USA. And then she did it 2 times. Girl, I love that. Way to go. But guess what? We in the pros now. And I think enough time has gone by that you got to prove yourself as a professional, Clarissa. Now, her alias is T-Rex, okay? And her record is 12 wins, 0 losses, 0 draws. So that means she is undefeated. She has fought top contenders. I give it to you. I give it to this girl. Clarissa ducks nobody. She talks the talk, and she'll walk in there and walk with you. But she's going to walk all the rounds, okay? She's going to beat you up the whole time. The girl can box. The girl can fight. She's smart. I would love to see Clarissa fight 3-minute rounds. She is intelligent that way, okay? She's a middleweight. Her KO percentage, though, 16.6%. She ain't hurting nobody, okay? So, with these contenders coming now, okay, they're going to be tougher, Clarissa. They're going to start getting strong, Clarissa, right? They're going to start absorbing what you got. So you're going to have to come with a lot more to keep these girls off of you now. Do you have what it takes? I'm not sure. Now, you do belong on this pound for pound list, baby girl. You do. But your number now, I would say, I would rank you at number 4, pound for pound. You have the intelligence, you have the moxie, you have the heart to step up to any fighter, okay? But that power now, everybody ain't going to dance the whole dance with you, okay? And your notable fights now, I got to give it to you. You got a unanimous decision against Christina Hammer. Now, Christina Hammer has rallied as a heavyweight right on down to the middleweight. I like to laugh and joke about this one, right? This is the biggest joke in female boxing. Christina Hammer is the only fighter to have actually won a fight after being TKO'd in the very same fight. How you going to win a fight that you got TKO'd in? I'm waiting. Somebody chime in, tell me how that happens. She fought Anne-Sophie Mathis of France, and that right there was a killer, okay? Look her up. And Anne-Sophie Mathis dinged her, okay? You saw the birdies around her head, just like in the cartoons. I don't know. That's how old I am. You know, when the cartoon, you got dinged by the cartoon and the birdies start going around. I saw the birdies going, okay? And as the fight, you know, she was trying to get her faculties together. The referee was started counting in slow motion, and she still couldn't get it together. And so therefore it went to a stoppage. And then the stoppage, you start seeing everybody running around the ring, wrestling or whatever, because this was in Germany. And you ain't going to beat no German fighter in Germany, especially the Hammer. So this was like a big deal, okay? And as I'm watching, I'm looking, I said, okay, let's see how the shenanigans are going to work. So the fight was stopped, and they said that Hammer got hit behind the head. And so that blow did not count. They tried to disqualify Anne-Sophie Mathis, but for some reason, it went to the cards. And when it went to the cards, it went up till round, I think, about 4. And the judges had Hammer winning up till round 4. And so therefore, Hammer got the decision. It makes me sick to know that she was able to get away with something like that. That is a true robbery. Have a look. Watch the fight. These are the shenanigans that happen in female boxing. If you have any questions, ask your sugar, because I'll certainly let you know. Okay, so Clarissa Shields got a unanimous decision over Christina Hammer, and she did that girl dirty in the fight. I loved it. I love the way Clarissa fights. Clarissa going to beat you up, and she going to stand in your face and tell you, girl, I'm whooping your ass. What you going to do about it? Girl, try me. And she going to do that Clarissa Shields slip. And when she slip, she going to make you pay for trying. I love that. That's what makes Clarissa so entertaining. That's what keeps her on this list as a pound for pound female fighter. That moxie, that intelligence, that thing that she has will take her through any fight, any weight, against any woman in any weight class. Okay. She got a unanimous decision over another great fighter, Tori Nelson. Tori Nelson was a more mature fighter coming in, and she was a welterweight that moved up to middleweight and fought Clarissa, challenged Clarissa, and that was the fight that got Clarissa her undisputed titleship as a middleweight. So Clarissa is actually going from middleweight down. To me, as a fighter, why the hell would I go down to fight a smaller fighter? Nah, boo-boo. Nah, boo-boo bear. You bad? You got to come up to meet me. Yeah, come to my house. I'm not losing weight. I'm not running. I'm not working extra hard so I could come down and fight you. No, that's not how that goes. So this journey for Clarissa, I'm not sure if it's a journey I would take. If it's something I would suggest for any fighter. Okay, in the males, you don't see heavyweights going down to light heavyweights to fight anybody, right? You want to be that baddie or that bad man or that bad woman, you got to step up. Okay? All right. That's how that works. Okay. So the fly in Clarissa's ointment is she got dropped by a fighter named Hannah Gabriels. Okay? And Hannah Gabriels is the current heavyweight champion right now. Can go figure, right? Middleweight to heavyweight. So Hannah moved up. Now, I'm not sure if Hannah moved up because she couldn't make the weight anymore, or Hannah moved up because heavyweight spots are vacant right now. The big girls ain't fighting. So I might low-key come back and challenge a heavyweight fighter, right? Because there's nobody there. Okay, so Hannah Gabriel, she's holding that spot. Hannah did have the power. She dropped Clarissa, but Clarissa ended up beating her up for the rest of the fight, and it was a good one. Okay, now we're gonna go to fighter number 9, Daniela Romina Bermudez, La Bonita. That's her alias. Now, her record is 29 wins, 4 losses, and 3 draws. Okay, she's a featherweight. Her KO percentage is 27.7%. Her notable wins is against a fighter, a good fighter, I would say a great fighter, named Marcela Acuna. Okay, and she beat Marcela Acuna. Marcela Acuna is a Mexican female fighter. Okay, Daniela Romina Bermudez is an Argentinian fighter. And Argentina is very much like Germany. You ain't gonna go down there and beat no Argentinian fighter, that's for sure. Okay? Even when they lose, they don't lose. Okay? So Marcela went down to Argentina and fought Daniela. and Daniela got a unanimous decision. Whenever you see a unanimous decision, that means she was able to end the fight on her feet. Okay. The shenanigans happen with the judges. The shenanigans happen when the fight with the ref, protecting the fighter enough so she doesn't get hurt and she can end the fight on her feet and get the decision, because they know before. I'm hoping you guys tune in a little bit more now. In female fighting, nobody checks the decision. Nobody checks for receipts. Okay. If they said a fighter won, people kind of believe it and trust it. Now that there's interest, now that you got people like Sugar speaking on it, I'm going to tell you the real deal and you're going to see the truth. Okay. Now, Daniela Bermudez actually fought and lost to Amanda Serrano in Puerto Rico. Amanda Serrano KO'd her. Okay. Baby girl, first of all, I don't know you. Nobody has really fought you. And the person that you did fight, you actually left your backyard and you went to Puerto Rico and fought. Okay. And you got KO'd. You don't belong on the list. Sorry, baby girl. Now, you may be a good fighter, but you ain't pound for pound, okay? You got to be able to measure up. You got to be able to go to somebody's backyard also and get that W, all right? And now we are at fighter number 10, okay? Fighter number 10, Ibeth Zamora Silva, La Roca. That's her alias, okay? Her record is 12 wins, 0 losses, 0 draws. She's undefeated. She's a flyweight and she has 30% knockout rate. Okay. Now, her most notable fight is against another great, Ava Knight. Ava Knight was a great amateur that went into pros, and she had a really good stint as a pro. But the timing just wasn't right. I think Ava would have been on this pound for pound list if it was her time. Ava Knight was a great, great fighter. She had all what it took to be a fighter in her time. So that means she could have rumbled with anybody, put her at any weight. Her skill set, her tenacity, her toughness would have kept her on the list and she would have beat just about anyone, I would say. Okay, now, Ibeth Zamora Silva beat Ava Knight in Mexico. That's her backyard. And so, aside from Ava Knight, I've studied your record, girl. I ain't really seen nobody that would make me raise my eyebrows to say, ooh, you're the woman, right? So I'm not sure if you deserve to be on this pound for pound list, but I'll give it to you. You're a good fighter if you didn't get knocked out or stopped by Ava Knight. Okay, now that's my pound for pound list. We're gonna go over it again, and I'm not gonna put the pictures up, okay? But Katie Taylor, not number 1, okay? But I guess she's slippery enough to be on this pound for pound list. I would rank Katie Taylor at, say, maybe number 6 or 7. Amanda Serrano, can't give you a spot, baby girl. You're a good fighter, but I need you to fight somebody real. Okay? That 42-1-1 is padded, and the 68.1%. You're fighting people that aren't really fighters, aren't really gatekeepers. So until you show me something, I can't give you the spot. Okay. Delphine Persoon. Okay. I would say if Senecia Estrada is number 1 or 2, Delphine Persoon would probably be 2 or 3. Yes, girl. You do your thing. You beat up these gatekeepers, okay? And that pressure is just so hard for anyone to deal with. I'm gonna have to give you a spot on this list. So rank 2 or 3. Yes, you are. Delphine Persoon. You're on here. Mikaela Mayer. Sorry, baby girl. Can't give you a spot just yet. You got to prove yourself. You out here calling out Katie Taylor and the winner of whoever. Girl, get the Baumgardner. Deal with her first. Tiara Brown. Deal with her first. Okay? Shut your mouth. I see you training in the gym all the time, okay? Because yeah, you make a good show out of it on your social media and all of that stuff. But yes, girl, we want you. We want you in there fighting some real contenders, okay? This ain't the Mickey Mouse Disney Princess Club, okay? That tough talk, take it to the ring, okay? You don't have a space on the list, but I wanna see you step up. Top rank, okay? Get your girl some real fights. Now, Seniesa Estrada, girl, you in rank number 1 or 2. I'll give you a spot. You got the heart, but nah, stay away from these tomato can matches. You don't need to be fighting people like that. You're bad. You're a baddie, okay? Getting this record for fastest knockout 7 punches in 7 seconds. Girl, stop, okay? You play yourself. You cheapen your value when you do stuff like that, okay? You don't beat up on people. We bad enough. We don't beat up on people that are, underdogs. We don't do that, okay? Jessica McCaskill, you're a good fighter, but the clock is ticking, baby girl. You're going to end up fighting a real middleweight, a real welterweight. And unless you and your people keep paying the sanctioning bill, you're going to get beat up. They're going to hurt you in there, okay? You're going to have to stand up to the punishment of that weight class that you stepped up to. So make a decision now. Learn to box. Change your game. I can't give you a spot on this list, but I'm looking forward to you turning the tables. Let me see how you do out there. Marlen Esparza, same thing, baby girl. You're a good fighter, but you're not pound for pound, especially with an 8.3 knockout percentage. And that's them trying with you, girl. That's what Golden Boy trying to find somebody for you to be bad against. You still only 8.3%? Girl, you ain't busting a grape. You can't keep nobody off of you at any weight with that percentage. So you don't get a spot, baby girl. But keep working, okay? Clarissa Shields, T-Rex, I want to see you start slumping, girls, okay? The last fight, maybe you don't have the punching power and and all of that, the output and everything, but change the game. You're smart enough. You're smart enough, baby girl. I love that talk that you talk. I love when Layla was trying to run her mouth. You said, yeah, I'll dust Layla too. Because guess what? I believe you. Layla, you better stay back in that rocking chair. You had your time. It's T-Rex's time now. I want to see you step up, Clarissa. Change the game a bit, okay? Use some generalship now. Rough these girls up. You do deserve a spot on this pound for pound. I'll give you 3. I'll give you 3 or 4, right? But you gotta use what you got. Daniela Romina Bermudez, La Bonita, girl, you only pound for pound in Argentina. Amanda exposed you. You stepped out and you got KO'd by her in Puerto Rico. So you may have potential, but I gotta see. I gotta see what you got against these other real fighters. Okay, Ibeth Zamora Silva. In Mexico, you're a flyweight. You beat Ava, but I can't give you a spot. Now, let's go into the top contenders, and I'm going to run it down real quick because my time is running out. Okay. And not in any specific order. All right, top contenders. You guys watch out for these gatekeepers, these baddies. Melissa St. Bill, Dahianna Santana, Ramona Kuehne, Djemilla Gontaruk. I think that's her last name. Look it up. Andrea Lopez, Firuza Sharipova, Natasha Jonas. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. Yeah. Don't play me with this slideshow. That's Tiara Brown right there. Okay, and she's at number 10. Go back to Oxandia Castillo. Go back one. Nope, that's Diana Project. She's good too. But Oxandia Castillo. Okay, that's Natasha Jonas. Okay. Y'all lost me now with this slideshow. You're playing me out, my guys in the back, but I still love you. I'm going to still say these names, okay? Tiara Brown, Raquel Miller, Liliana Palmera, Ema Kozin, Elena Gradinar, Mary McGee, Callie Reyes, Ayaka Miyao, Etsuko Tada, Alesia Graf, Zulina Munoz, and without any, I gotta say this, Layla McCarter. Y'all ain't fighting this lady. She's a baddie. She's a crone. She's been around and she's still fighting, and y'all won't touch her with a 10-foot pole. Okay? She's been calling all of y'all out, and nobody wants to fight her. Layla McCarter, I would say, is pound for pound right now the best female fighter in the world. Don't argue with me. Argue with your mama. Okay? I've been around. Okay? Even when I got the call about Layla, I said, you're going to have to give me some time to get ready for her. And they tried to come at me with some 2-week notice. I ain't fighting that dragon with 2 weeks notice. Okay? Layla McCarter is she's pound for pound the best female fighter right now. Check her out. Call her name. She can get in there and she'll beat anybody on this list, even Clarissa Shields. Oh my gosh, I would hate to know what she'd do with the darling Katie Taylor. This woman, she used to fight 3-minute rounds. She'd been there, done that. I love this crone. Okay? Now, that's it for the Sugar Show. Thanks for joining in. I went solo this time. I hope y'all like it. Thanks for coming to see me. Like, subscribe, okay? Tune in. I absolutely love when you guys chime in and talk with me about this female boxing game. Any questions you may have, I got the answer. Okay? Get on my list. Send me your list and let me know who your favorites are. Okay? Now, the next show we are going to talk about the industry of female boxing. Okay? The dangers of female boxing. Yes, we have had a couple black eyes with some ladies even dying in the ring here. And you know what? You guys need to know about it. Tune in next time. Like I said, like, subscribe, share, and I'll see you next time on The Sugar Show. Take care.